Hi, I'm not yet dead, in name and in nature, and welcome back to Spectacle Island. So, first thing in the morning, as you saw, if you watched the last episode, episode 3, which was over on Mr. CDP farm, or CDP farm, should I say. I had a rather late night doing some sugarcane harvest, so field 1 is now harvested. I've come back and cleaned up the animals first thing. I actually need to think about selling some animals because my pigs, the number of pigs I've got is going through the roof. But actually there's a lot to be done over here on Spectacle Farm, so we'll keep... why can't I get with the top? Oh, there it is. In a slightly inconvenient position. Let's see if we can edit this. Yeah, now I'm going to get stuck. So we're going to do this. It will unfold. That will straighten the pipe out, and I'll actually be able to get out. Perfect. Oh, hang on. I hooked up. What's going on? Right. Anyway, what's amazing, I managed to get it in there. I might be able to get it out again. Why will it? Oh, okay. There we go. Good. So, sorry about that. Wow, that's too early in the morning. Clearly, put the lights on because it's a bit murky today. So yeah, so there's quite a lot to do. I've got a field of soybean ready to harvest. Looks like we need to go and pick up eggs again. So yeah, there's lots to do on Spectacle Farm. Get the soybean harvest started. We've got a field of potatoes to harvest, and I really need to get back to clearing some trees, because at the moment we've still only got 3 fields over here. So I'm going to use a few workers. We'll get some stuff going. I also have some wool to sell, and I think if I'm lucky we've still got a great demand on wool. I'm trying to figure out the best way to get in here without getting caught. Just made it. Good. So yeah, we've got some wool to sell as well. So we'll need to spend a little bit of time in the store, because I'll need to lease a potato harvester. I will need to actually buy a piece of equipment for moving the bales, because I don't think I've got any pallet forks. And yeah, try and get some tree harvesting done, try and clear field. Number escapes me. Field number 15 is the one we are currently on. Unhook that. Is it going to work? Is it going to lift off the trailer in there? It might not do, actually. Actually, that's fine. And now we can pop it down for the harvester. Probably want to come and clear the rest of these trees on here at some point as well, actually, just to make this a little bit easier. I started off, when I started, I did enough field clearing to really get the field operational, but I probably want to start thinking about finishing clearing just to make it that little bit easier. Like that one, for example, is in a bit of a tricky place, but it's okay. Okay. So as I mentioned in episode 2, obviously I didn't talk a lot in the last one. If you've seen that, I just did it a little bit different because it was just a harvest. I just did this music, and we'll speed it up. But I sugarcane harvesting, I find immensely satisfying for some reason. But yeah, so as I mentioned in episode 2, what I might start doing, because I've got so much going on at each of the farms and I've got lots of plans to do, things I want to get done, I am going to move between maps. So I'll do an episode on here, and then I'll do an episode on CDP farm, and we'll just keep splitting them like that. Keeps it varied, keeps things moving along at both farms. I have got plans of stuff that I want to do, that I don't want to stop doing this Let's Play until I've done them, but at the same time I've got other things that I want to get started with, and I've got other maps that I want to start playing and everything else, so I don't want to. I need to keep moving along. Anyway, speaking of moving along, perfect segue. Let's get to work on this. Mr. Worker, hello Mr. Worker. Call him Joe, Fred, Joe. This one's Joe. We'll have Fred in a minute. And oh no, not pressed the wrong button. Now we've got Fred. Anyway, strange. Really can doing that. What I also did, and slightly stupidly, I've got the slurry slurry spreader, though it's actually got digestate in it, not slurry, but I've got the slurry spreader down here. So actually, what I'm going to do, I've put, again, I know it's not realistic. I've put fertilizer states to 1, and I've switched off ploughing because I'm really struggling to keep up with everything I need to get done. And they're not key elements of what I'm wanting to do. This is not necessarily supposed to be realistic, which does mean that currently all of my fields are fully fertilized. So I am going to take this back up to the farm because I don't need it yet. Well, actually, I suppose I could slurry. Depending on what I'm going to put in, I could slurry after or digestate after I've done. Depends what I'm going to put in that field. I'll take it up for now just to get it out of the way. I need to start keeping this farm tidy, as I mentioned before. So, as I need to go back and get a tractor and actually buy some stuff from the store, so I need to go online and lease some stuff, ask them to deliver it for me, and we better get on with that potato harvest. And again, I'll get a worker on that as well. Just trying to think what tractors I've got up here. Oh, I know. Okay. Mind you, I'm driving a tractor, what am I talking about? So actually, while I'm driving the tractor, let's just stop a second, because I've got to give them time to deliver it, obviously. So, I'm going to buy, if you've not seen this wrapped bale handler, it is brilliant. And it doesn't just handle wrapped bales. It's obviously particularly good for that because it doesn't use forks, but it's a lot easier to use than most other things. Just check, actually, I don't have pallet forks, right? I'm not about to buy something that is essentially a replacement for something I've already got. No, I don't. Okay, fine. So yeah, so we're going to get one of these. We'll get it for a front loader because I don't have a telehandler. I'm going to buy it because it's only 3,000. And potato harvester, I was very tempted to use the Tektron just because I've never used it, but that seems ridiculously excessive because it's a relatively small field. But actually I haven't used this one. No, it's interesting, isn't it? So I've used these two before, and the Grimmy SC 260 specifically states it needs the Halem topper first. Now I would have thought that so would this, but it doesn't say so. It's quite expensive to lease, but not that much. Let's use this one just for a change. I haven't used this one before, so goodness, it's very expensive to lease. Oh well. So I'll lease it or have them deliver it. And we'll see if we need the topper or not. This thing does wobble. I don't really know why. And for some reason it's not full. It doesn't always fill from here very well. Because you have to fill it from using overfill from the tanker, which is why the tanker's parked there. I think this tractor will be too big to do harvesting. It'll be too long. It's the only problem of using it on some of these fields. Right. I'll go get a tractor and we'll go see if that stuff's been delivered. Right, let's come down to the dock. Oh yeah, that was worrying. I thought for a minute it hadn't arrived. It's just buried in the corner. Wow, that thing's huge. Doesn't look like it's got a topper on the front. Well, let's go try it and see whether it reckons it does. But isn't that brilliant? God, it's massive. Degrees. What's its volume? Ooh, 10,000 litres. Actually, it's not that much bigger than that. No, it's the sugar beet one that's only 6,000, isn't it? Because that one you have to empty so regularly. I still think we'll need a trailer. I don't suppose it's got a rear tow hitch, has it? No, sadly not. Okay, fine. But I've got the advantage that because if I don't need a Halem topper, Halem, I'm assuming it's Halem. If I don't need a topper, I've got the advantage that actually up where I'm doing the, whoa, that's heavy. I've checked the power, it's just about okay. This needs 150 and the tractor's 163, so it should just be alright. It's a level field. Might struggle to get it up this hill, but it'll get there. Clouds lifted, it's brightened up. Oh, and the harvest is nearly full. Okay. Yes, I was going to say anyway, I've got a tractor over where I'm doing the tree clearing, which if I grab a trailer will be perfect because I can just nip into the tractor and nip down to the field to whoops, see, that's a bit weird, it's like funny angle, it's getting cab. Yeah, I can just nip down to the field when this needs emptying, but already that one's 80% full. Mind you, it looks to me like he's also 80% across the field, so I think we'll be okay. Good. Exciting. Bit of this, bit of that. It's good. I've slowed the crop growth down because I really want to get on with clearing these trees. Not that you're going to want to see all of that. Oh, blocked by an object. See what I mean about clearing trees? Right, so we'll have to go and I'll get this done and then we'll go and sort him out. So I've got all this to clear as well. It's just amazing. But I did have this plan that what I really wanted to do was clear all these fields. So I'm sort of running these a little bit, you know, in essence this is my animal farm, so I'm growing crops to feed the animals. I always take the grass off the fields. Now I'm assuming this one works pretty much the same way as the Grimmy, so that's going to ground if I'm not careful, which I assume means, yeah, that it folds out to the side. Excellent reason to get a worker on it. I hope he's got enough clearance to get past that tree. Okay. I might miss a tiny little bit at the edge. Switch it on. Yeah, apparently it doesn't need a topper. To be fair, I think the other one worked without a topper as well, but it does say you're supposed to. Ooh, just. Look at that. Just. You missed any? No, not too bad. About 9 miles an hour, it's not too bad speed-wise. Right, go work on that. Hopefully plenty of space at the end to turn around. That first bit could be tricky. Might struggle a little bit in places towards the end, but we'll leave him running. But what I say, it was 10,000, he's already a fifth full. Sorry, carry on. Right, we'll run over and see what's going on with the combine on the soybean. I mean, they're very useful, these workers, you know, they do try their best, but oh jeez, sometimes. Still, he's going. Boop. Jump over the hedge. Getting very good at jumping over hedges. Where's he stuck? Whoa! Okay. Cool. So he tried to climb the cliff face. Combines aren't very good at climbing cliff faces. I found that. Yeah. He hasn't damaged my header. Just about looks okay. At least you have the good sense to lift it anyway. And yeah, it'll do this strip. Now it looked to me like there was a bit missed somehow. So you know what, while I'm here, I may as well finish it. And actually, I then won't need a... Whee, spin it round. Yeah, then I won't need a trailer to get this crop. Whoa! Oh. Missed. Because I'll just take it straight back up in the combine. So I don't need that down here anymore. Brilliant. So I need to check and see if I've still got that great demand on wool. I haven't sold any wool on this map yet, so that's cool. Right, there you go, Mr. Worker. You haven't completed your task. You've not finished. Alright, maybe I'll do it myself. See what I mean? They're a bit fickle. Let's try that again. So if I try that a bit more into the edge, I sometimes get issues with field boundaries for the workers. Right, good. Joe's back. Excellent. Good out. Oh, helper A. Potatoes. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is going to be a bit of a problem. Right, so I need to remember, if I look at my sat nav, fortunately they've all got GPS devices on, so I know where they are. And look at my bulls. Where are they? Because the one on field 15, that's got logs in it. Should be all marked. Oh, so there's one with the tractor at the top of field 15. Oh right, okay, good. And that should be empty. And then there's one in the farm. I knew there was one on the farm. Help A really hasn't... what? Was I looking at the wrong field? Why do I not have a helper on field 13? Well, let's go get a tractor and trailer, because I'll need one down there anyway. At some point, I should have thought about it earlier, I'll need to go and get the other bull. I've got 3. Wow. Okay. They do like to climb things, don't they? Yeah, you were never going to pull that up there. I mean, I've heard of tractor pulls, but that would have been a little bit ridiculous. Right, I am going to then... That's going to be a problem again in a minute. I'm going to do this edge and get them going down here. Hopefully just about got the clearance again to do it. Looking good. He's going to get stuck on that tree, isn't he? He is. How about I take over? Let's get past this tricky bit. And I'll have to come back and do that a little bit later. Oh, just. Nice. Right, let's get it back lined up again. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Missing a tiny bit on the edge, I think I can live with that. Okay. Now fortunately, if So watch and make sure he turns alright. Looks okay. Is that steering on that? Oh, that's brilliant, isn't it? Look at that. It's not got what you'd call a small turning circle. But he's doing alright. Right. We haven't got a lot of time, so let's nip up. Fortunately, the field I'm currently clearing trees on, which actually has a spare Fliegl ball and a tractor sitting right there ready, is just up here. So we're not far away. Ooh. Floaty tree. Strange. Mind you, we do have that elsewhere. I've got the rainbow, whatever it's called, not the Xylopchip. The thing for cutting the tree stumps thing is up here, and it'd be interesting to see. Here's a weird one. When I chopped this tree down, I noticed it's also floating. Hopefully this Fliegl ball is empty. Looks it. Yep, good. Otherwise it wouldn't be sat there. Here's my Voltra. Oh, look at that colour. Awesome. My S. I do love Voltras. I was very excited when I got my first one on Goldcrest. I bought the... what's the base one? Not the base one. The next one down. Is it the T? It's the little one. Not the little one, the medium one. And that was my mowing setup with 3 mowers for a while, which was just fantastic. So I'll take this one down so it's ready to get the potatoes. In fact, I might as well empty it while we're down there. And I've since then had a little N on Goldcrest for a while. Then I replaced the little N with the Swony, the Finnish special edition one, which is really cool. And I also had the cow print Voltra, which was just hilarious, brilliant, and I love Voltras. So when I needed a bigger tractor for Spectacle Farm, I thought, I've never had an S, so I've got an S. It's cool. And I wanted something a little bit different, so I've got it in this sort of smoky blue and metallic-y colour. He's doing alright, Mr. Worker. Unfortunately he's in the wrong direction, so I'm going to have to drive over the crops. Unfortunately it doesn't make a massive amount of difference to root crops. I could just leave it here and come back in a second, I suppose. Let's go up to the other end. You ready for him? Hopefully he'll get to the other end before he first should do, because he's now on his, what, 4th strip, so he's 80% full. Touch and go, actually, fingers crossed. If not, we'll just have to risk it. He's missed some. That's not very good, is it? Oh well, never mind. I think it's potatoes, you always get way more than you ever need, so it's all good. So I'm going to empty this, and then we're going to go and start. Oh, actually, that's the point. While we're waiting, prices, wool. Oh, that's weird. I had a great demand. It's not a great demand, but it's a good price. 12,000. Wow. Where's the spinnery? Oh, I know where the spinnery is. Swinging round. Haven't left enough space, have I? I'll have to catch him up in the field. Let's hope, actually, yeah, it does. Okay, good. Oh. Okay, that's a little bit weird, but alright. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Try that again. Oh, come on. There we go. It's not. I'm going to leave that there. Because he'll unload and then he'll carry on, hopefully. Says here. It's a great machine, isn't it? Huh, it's blocked. Okay, fine. Move it out of the way for you. Good if I stayed. Right. So I can take 3 loads out of that before I have to go and empty it. Actually, what I'll do... No, don't bother, because I'm not stopping. I'll actually take this back up to the farm, I'll empty it, and I'll pick up the other Fliegl, so I've got 2 down here. And ideally I'd have 2 for doing forestry, but actually the next thing I'm going to do anyway is sort out the sheep's wool, so we'll do that. I'll see you in a sec. Right, slight change of plan. I want to get this field cleared, and given where the harvester is for the potatoes, I figured it was sensible to stay down here. I'll risk the price of the wool. With a bit of luck it'll stay static for a while. It's not urgent. I've got the kit now. Next time it needs doing, I can just do it. But as you can see, so basically I've got this corner, though to say it's just this corner, that's still a lot of trees, but I've done, I think, the whole rest of the field, at least to the pine trees. The deciduous one's going to leave because they're not actually within the sort of field boundary. You can just about tell the difference in the grass, you know, between what's field and what's just grass at the boundary of the field. I mean, I could always clear it all and make the field bigger, but for now, this will do. Oopsie, sorry. So yeah, so in the interest of getting on, I will carry on, and in a minute I'll have to stop because I'll have filled my trailer and we'll have to go empty it. Right, so as you saw, the last of the trees on, I can remember these field numbers, on field 15 has been felled as needed, and we finally finished harvesting that potato field. All the potatoes are now in the silo, so we've got 102,000 litres of potato. That's a lot of potatoes. Anyway, so yeah, we won't need to do potatoes again for a while. Actually, I need to go a little bit further back, don't I? But yeah, so the last of the trees from field 15 are in here. While I was doing all that, I've actually had a worker cultivate and sow this field, and hopefully that should be about right. Yeah, that's better. So that's now got canola in it, and as you can see, I've now got a worker currently working on field 13 putting in wheat, because I was out of wheat as well. We're a bit low on canola, and if I scroll across you can see I desperately need to feed the animals. So the pigs will get lucky, they'll have to have sunflowers or soybean or something in the interim once we run out of canola. But anyway, so we'll get these unloaded and chipped, and then we'll see where we're at. I also left the Scorpion King on the edge of field 15, so what I'm now going to do when I get a bit of time here and there is I'll cut down any pine trees left around any of these fields. So field 15, this field here, seriously, Carl, I should think I've remembered the field numbers by now. Yeah, so fields 13, sorry, 11 and 14, 15 is completely clear now. I've done everything, even the ones at the edge. But yeah, so I'll check that all the pine trees on those three fields are all done, and I'll also see if there are any others surrounding the farm that I need to remove, and then we'll get all that done out of the way before moving on to the next one, which I think will be 16. We'll see how we do. Okay, this one might need that special treatment. Even that doesn't work. Okay, tricky. Whoa, took it straight out of my hand. So yeah, so have you seen, there's one slight snag of doing this way. The logs do tend to get a little bit stuck, and therefore they need a little manipulation to get them out sometimes. There you go, eventually. It's much quicker, than you can move much more volume by cutting into a trailer like this than you can by having a chipper on a field, which I could do. I could take this wood chipper, put it on the back of a truck, and have it on the field and chipping into a trailer. But you generate wood chips so fast, I'd be forever going backwards and forwards with the wood chip. Bizarrely enough, when you chip all this stuff up, it'll create a much greater volume of chips than there is of logs in here, which actually, if I'd have thought about it, I'd have checked how much we actually had in before we started. Actually, I might even have come across that on the screen while I was doing it. If I did, then I'll put it up on the screen, because I was just looking in there, wasn't I, looking at what crops we've got. So I'll have a look and see if I've happened to. If I did, it'll be up on the screen. But in a second we'll certainly have a look and see how much I've got in storage once I've done. And should I manage to do that, bear in mind this is a 32,000 litre trailer, so if the quantity of wood chips is increased by more than 32,000 litres, then I'm right. If it's not, then I'm wrong, and it's just a silly way of doing it. But let's hope not. Last one. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Sometimes. Now, of course, I can't actually. There we go. You missed any and you dropped any? No. Trailer's empty. Good. We'll go in this little door this time instead. And we are done. And I think we've come to the end of an episode. Oh, I did just say I would look and see wood chips. 195,029 litres, and actually the price has gone up at the Tarkin sawmill. Has Helper A successfully completed his task? He has. Good. So the next thing to do will be to clear all of the tree stumps off field 15. That's going to be quite a job. And then we'll get all the grass up for the animals, so we've got plenty of grass in. We're doing for grass. For only 49,000 litres, so yeah, we're in need of some. So yeah, we'll get some grass up for the animals, pardon me, and once we've taken those tree stumps out, and then that field's ready to be ploughed, and we'll have to see what sort of shape it looks. I think it's going to need quite a bit of pre-work before we can set a worker on it, but we'll see how we do. But anyway, yeah, we've come to the end of an episode. I do hope you've actually, where am I going with this? I'm being silly. This needs to go back down to the other field, doesn't it? So it's ready for the removal of the final pine trees. Messed that up. Really messed that up. Okay, we'll do it the cheap way. Anyway, yes, so as I was saying, we've reached the end of an episode. I do hope you've enjoyed this. We've finished off a lot of little jobs that we wanted to do for a while, so that's kind of good. But now we'll next time we're down at Spectacle Farm, I'll desperately need to feed the animals and clean them up and do a bit of animal husbandry. Yeah, I may even do that next before we next go back to CDP Farm. We'll see. I think it might be worth doing. So yeah, I do hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give us a like. If you haven't subscribed yet and you want to, please feel free. And I look forward to welcoming you back here on Spectacle Island very soon. Bye bye for now.